See it.
Take me to the king.
No, thank you. I can wait.
I'll wait in the line. I'll be at the end of the line.
Hey,
You can cut.
After you.
Can cut.
Welcome to another episode of Diva Court.
Hey,
We're still not canceled. I'm your host, Marsha Mignot, and with me is my co-diva that comes with a disclaimer.
Just Dana
Smith. Government names will always be mentioned. We're not responsible for the things we're gonna say.
And I'm starting to believe everything that I'm saying.
Don't believe a thing she says, and 100% of what I say. We do not have the rights, or nor do we own them, to the topics we're going to talk about.
We're not responsible for your feelings, okay?
Because this is edutainment purposes only. Now, please look for our podcast. Look for us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Now, you know you can only just get us on podcasts. You can find us on YouTube because we push out a video every week.
Yes.
Week.
Yes.
Wednesday, that's your day.
Yes.
Check us on Wednesdays because we have a new episode and we're trying to bring you the edutainment with the funny.
All day, every day.
And before we get to the funny, let's talk about the money. We made a bet in episode 5 that President Biden would not do a thing that would benefit black people.
And he has.
And he has.
Not.
Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
Come.
To the Diva Court audience, happy Juneteenth. President Biden.
Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
Put your hands together for President Biden. He signed Juneteenth into law. It is now a federal holiday.
Ooh.
But episode 5 will tell you that my co-diva owes me $100.
Lies.
She does not want to pay her debt.
Debt!
Yes, so we are going to have our Diva Court audience comment after looking at episode 5 on who you think should get paid. And I'm sure you're going to say me.
Listen, don't let this lawyer get you caught up in this nonsense, okay? To all real black people, not ones that are like older, that are going to vote Democrat regardless, all real black people, we know that because you gave us a holiday, which a lot of us, I be on Facebook, is like, you know what, I actually prefer it when it was low-key, when the holiday was low-key. But because you gave us a holiday which fell on a Saturday and you didn't even get the Monday off, you don't get credit for that. We've been celebrating Juneteenth. Just because now you're going to make it a law? Oh my gosh, that's the weakest argument ever. And because she's a lawyer, she's trying to get me in the small print. But don't let her fool you, okay? Because she know better. That's why she laughed.
This print is not small. It is large. It is a federal holiday. And we got the Friday off.
It's like somebody, you know that song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, right? It's like if today, Joe Biden copyrighted Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and now we giving him credit. You don't get credit for something you didn't do.
It's like you didn't have a holiday that you were going to be paid for, and now you do. It's something.
No,
you said.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's something.
You just walked right past reparations. We're just walking past that. We're walking past police brutality.
Okay, is that a pivot I hear? Is that a pivot I hear?
It's not a pivot.
That's a pivot.
It's not a pivot.
The bet said. The vet said he was going to do nothing. You said on the clip. We started off with police reform.
He didn't do nothing.
No, but on the clip we started off with police reform, and then you changed it and said, no, not even police reform. He'll do nothing. And I said nothing. Did she say nothing?
What I said is, you said, all right, so the bet is police reform. And I said, he'll do nothing.
Right. Absolutely
in reference to police reform. If he did reparations, I would give it to you. If
she did not make the bet
home
clear.
equity, So that means that the contract is voided
No,
because
ma'am,
there's no
it's
meeting
not
of the
voided.
minds.
No. You cannot add terms.
I didn't add terms.
She's trying to use collateral evidence.
We have to be on the same page. We
were $100.
Juneteenth.
We were on $100
We
page.
did. We were on $100.
She owes me $100.
Juneteenth is nothing. It has not changed
It's
your
a
life.
federal holiday, and it wasn't.
So what? But look, we were already celebrating Juneteenth.
Goodness, that's why they don't want to do anything.
Are
because
you
they
really
say,
going there?
what else do they want? I give them a federal holiday, and they are not even appreciative of that.
What did Martin Luther King's holiday do for us?
A lot.
Did it?
Gives you a day on, not a day off.
So we get Juneteenth, but we don't get critical race theory. We don't even get something like critical.
Well, who says he's not going to pass? Who says he's not going to pass law
that.
regarding critical race theory?
Real laws, not lipstick on a pig.
Wait
it was not a real law.
Producer, wait a minute.
I'm gonna wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I said it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's get it clear.
Go ahead. I'm clearing it up.
We have a federal holiday in Juneteenth. We did not. That means federal employees get the day off and they get a paid day off. Okay? She wants to focus on real. Did she say the word real? How do we define real for you? We can always
real. Police reform. Real. Reparations. Real.
If you get a police reform, let's say he passes police reform, I guarantee you she's going to come in and say paragraph 5 makes it not real.
No, I will not.
Real?
I won't do that.
What is real? That is too vague.
People. What is for black people? This is lipstick on the pig. This is, I'm just give you a title. It is, Malcolm X said that, and when I say white people, I'm saying the government. They will just give you anything and take away what the real victory is. This is not what he said word for word. I'll have to pull up my phone.
Yeah, she's going to have to pull that up because
hold on.
I don't know that paraphrasing of Mr. X.
I'm going to actually go down here and get my phone. And pull out what Malcolm...
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
Turn it off. I'm like, continue.
Okay,
so
here's the thing. Let's be grateful for Juneteenth.
For what?
Juneteenth is...
So they can commercialize it so the white community and Target can start making more money?
You were upset when they passed an Asian bill.
I wasn't upset about that.
Yeah, you were, because you said the Asians got something, they did nothing for blacks.
That don't make me upset about it.
Juneteenth is a bill that is passed into law for blacks. Juneteenth didn't happen to Asians. Juneteenth didn't happen to whites. Juneteenth didn't happen to the LGBTQ community.
My phone's dead.
It happened to, thank goodness, that's a good phone. That phone said, I need to be dead because it doesn't make sense. I'm so glad that phone.
I gotta figure out how to turn it off.
That phone died for a reason, and it should have. But the thing is, Juneteenth, nobody else benefits from it. I thought
How do we benefit? Tell me, how am I benefiting from
Juneteenth? It's a law that's not for any other person. Police reform is going to benefit everybody else.
Reparations.
Juneteenth, correct. Juneteenth, no, reparations, they want reparations to benefit everybody else. My point to you is, Juneteenth is based on what happened to black people only. Only. So when you celebrate that, you celebrate us and the pain and the struggle associated.
Who is buying this nonsense? We are not in
I'm not saying Juneteenth. Here's the thing. You're confusing the gratitude with this is the end. And this is not the end. And I'm not saying that Juneteenth is where we stop. I'm not saying that we celebrate this victory and that's it. I am saying that the war goes on. But we've won that battle, and that's a good thing.
But you didn't win this bet. That's what I'm talking about.
I won this bet.
Everything you said is great. Oh, yeah, Juneteenth. Woohoo! Yes, these are great things. But in this bet, this does not count as actually something that benefits black people.
Now she wants to change what something means and nothing means. Nothing means nothing. 100% of nothing is zero.
You know what? You know how, and this is something you taught me. You know how when we're writing legal papers and they say, after we say this word, it substitutes for this, and this. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So it's like if you say somebody's name And then in parentheses, it can stand for like parent or the family.
Okay,
or the,
so you quote.
yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that.
So it's different references for the name you used.
Exactly.
I might refer to them as plaintiff in the body of the document. I might refer to them as husband or wife.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. That's what nothing referred to when it was talking about the police brutality. They're going to do nothing. Nothing was in the parentheses referring to that word.
No,
I'm not,
no.
I was never.
Nothing meant he wasn't going to do absolutely
He still hasn't
nothing.
done. He's done
and
nothing.
he did something.
If black people, if he puts this, and you know what, guys? I signed Juneteenth into law. You should vote for me. I'm giving him the finger. I'm not voting for you.
He's not asking for votes for Juneteenth.
Yes.
He is saying it's the right thing to do, and as your president, I promised that I was going to do the right thing whenever the opportunity presents.
You really believe
Are
this
you
counts?
saying that's not the right thing, him signing that bill?
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. This Juneteenth doesn't, not the concept that the slaves in Texas and Galveston were free on this day. That's not what I'm saying, that doesn't matter, because that does matter. What I'm saying is him signing this as a federal holiday where it was something that we already were celebrating and we already were, making sure that our community celebrated
but now the rest of the country gets to celebrate us and do the right thing. It's unfair for us. Hold on. We celebrate 4th of July, right? And that's a holiday.
I don't celebrate 4th of July.
Well, some people call it 4th of July, so I don't know. I choked on that one. But here's the thing. I think it's the right thing to do because now instead of us having to go celebrate on our own, take a day off from work where we're not paid to celebrate what occurred, which is history, whether you want to call it critical race theory or you want to call it history. And I think it's great that he says, I'm going to sign it into law, because he could have vetoed it. He could have made an excuse and say, it didn't look like paragraph 5 had what I really want. I really wanted them to have more, and since it doesn't have more, I'm not going to sign it. Can y'all go back? He could have played games and not signed it.
It's not a victory for, it's a holiday. It's not a victory.
Hey,
it's not
let
a
me tell you
victory
something.
for the
Is there
for the
more
cause.
work to be done? Absolutely. There's more work to be done. You understand?
Right, but that doesn't, this Juneteenth has nothing to do with our bet. Our bet
You
was
know what?
work.
Roll tape.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. Episode 5. We'll show you where the bet occurred. Okay?
How long you think it's gonna take? I don't think it's gonna happen.
How long? Not long. Y'all remember that?
So, all right, let's put a wager out. A friendly wager, like a gentleman's
I
bet.
say before the end of 2021. How about
Before
that?
the end of 2021,
Yes.
you believe that there's going to be what?
Some type of federal policing legislation.
Okay.
Something on the federal level. I don't know what he's going to do, but something on the federal level is going to say, if you don't do it, we're going to do it. And we'll do it federally. Since we can't get Congress to act, we're going to go around them.
Okay. December 31st, 2021.
Correct.
I believe nothing is going to happen. I believe nothing is going to happen. I believe nothing is going to happen.
So you say no federal rulings, nothing.
Yes.
Just like today. No bill,
Same-
nothing
nothing,
signed, nothing in the
nothing.
pipelines, nothing.
No, I'm not talking about, it's the Emmett Till been in the pipeline since Emmett Till
Okay,
was.
so you said nothing but pipeline.
Exactly. All right, so here's the bet. If I win, I can style your hair any way I want.
No.
And you have to
no,
film it
no,
on the Diva
no,
court.
No, ma'am.
Come on.
No, ma'am.
Come on. Listen, I can't be doing no money bet
Put your
with
money.
I don't want to do money.
Put your money where your mouth is.
All right. Let's do $10.
How about 1,000?
1,000, girl. $1,000.
Real money. Real money.
All right, your $1,000
To your 10?
to my
No,
10.
ma'am. That's not happening.
1,000.
Okay.
I have to
okay.
save up.
All right. I'll reduce it. $100.
$100. All right, we can do 100. So
$100.
my 100 to your 1,000.
No, I think not.
But wait, you're so strong on this.
Your 100 to
And
my
you don't
100.
need $1,000.
What kind of disingenuous bet is this?
It's not, I'm keeping it 100. I'm telling you.
Well, let's keep it $100. Since you're keeping it 100.
Listen, but you believe
Why
in
you
it.
trying to make it 1,000 if you're keeping it 100?
All right. All right, we'll do $100.
100 each. And my Diva Court audience is going to see the bet get paid.
I will pay
raw
on
cash,
camera.
and we're going to film it so you
Okay.
can see it.
What month is this?
Uh-oh, she's trying to save the coins. She's trying to save the coins. Look, you are not allowed to strip between now and December 31st.
I am a Christian woman.
You're
will
not allowed
not be on the
to
pole.
strip on any day other than
I'm out
Sunday.
of college. I don't have to strip. I'm out of college.
No Monday through Saturday stripping. No, ma'am. You cannot do anything nefarious to gain my $100. It must be lawful.
It must be long. So do you take? I do take Cash App, Venmo.
No,
I
you
want
bring
cash.
cash in here. I'm not for the apps. Okay,
I want
I'm for the
cash.
greenbacks. I want to see the face of the president, the dead presidents. That is,
Make it rain.
make it rain. Bring the hundreds in here. I don't care if they're in dollar bills, no, because if they're in dollar bills, that means you strip to get them.
Why I gotta be stripping?
I want a whole crisp $100 bill. That's what I want. 250s or 100.
Okay, we can
There
do
you go.
it.
I'll take 20s. I'll
She
take
about
20s.
to lose.
I'll take
her-
20s.
You about to lose your money.
You know why I take 20s?
You about to lose your money.
You know
Get
why I'm
this
gonna take
dance.
20s?
Cause you are betting
You know why I
me
would take 20s?
for nothing.
Because no man is going to a club and putting a 20 on her.
Nah, they ain't.
They want to make
If
it
you like
rain.
it, then you should
They
have
make
put
it
a
rain
20 on it.
with dollars. That's what you're gonna get. So,
Who is
audience
stripping?
say,
I am. For the record, I don't know where she getting this
Facts
stripping.
not in evidence.
I don't know where she getting this stripping from.
Facts not in evidence.
Can I get a allegedly?
Allegedly, she gets an alleged. The Diva Court listeners are going to comment. And if the Diva Court listeners comment and say, I won the bet after they've viewed episode 5's clip, then you have to pay. And you said yes, and you've already signed, ma'am. And I
Okay,
snatched
you know
the
what?
paper after she signed.
You know what? This is what I'll do. I'll pay the money, but I will not respect y'all. If you guys believe, because this will determine why we're never going to get where we are. If you think that I was referring to us getting a holiday and not reparations, police reform, equity in land, 40 acres and a mule, like something that is tangibly ours, if you think that I meant, oh, we get a holiday,
Let me
then
tell
I'll
you
pay
something.
the money. But I tell you this, no respect from me.
Here's-
You will not have my respect.
Here is what y'all are trying to decide what nothing means. She said he's not going to do nothing.
Nothing.
So
This
look at
is
nothing. She didn't qualify that nothing.
This is nothing. This is nothing. It does not
This
do
is
anything
something.
for you. It
This is
don't
something.
do nothing for
So,
you.
Diva
If
Court
it-
listeners, what you're deciding is if Juneteenth, the federal law and federal holiday, is
Means
something
something to you.
or if it's nothing.
It's nothing.
If it's something, I win. If it's nothing,
Yeah.
then she wins.
There's no equity in Juneteenth.
No, we're not
for
talking about
you.
equity. She's trying to pivot
But
again.
equity is something. Nothing is meaning
Let me tell you
value.
something. A paid holiday from the feds, that's something. That is of value. That is if the person makes $100 a day.
Every person gets paid. Not just, it's not like only blacks get paid on Juneteenth. It's everybody. I want to build
Well, guess
that
what?
benefits
Guess what?
black
Now they can sit at
people.
home, the the non-blacks, and enjoy our holiday, Juneteenth. Just
All
like
right,
how
if y'all believe that y'all thought I was referring to a holiday and compared
she was
to
referring to
tangibles,
anything, and she said nothing.
then I will pay her. And then the bet is off and it's completed. But if y'all don't believe it, the bet is still on. And we'll wait for what reality is. Reality.
That's
real
her
things.
reality, which is
I
not
don't
real.
mind paying for reparations. I could use that money to pay you.
How about you use the federal holiday to pay me?
No.
Take a federal job and get your day off and give me a check. How
yeah,
about
and
that?
it fell on a Saturday. It's not even like Martin Luther King's birthday is the 15th, but we always celebrated that Monday of the following week. Juneteenth, we ain't celebrated on.
We
you
did
still
Friday.
open?
We did Friday.
It wasn't. Were you closed?
We did Friday.
You were closed.
We celebrated on Friday.
Were you closed?
We celebrated
It
on
fell
Friday.
on Saturday though.
No, even though it fell on a
Did
Saturday.
the banks close?
4th of July closed. Well, the banks are giving them the day, but the
See,
banks.
these are days that get given.
No.
You didn't even close.
No, let
You
me
didn't close. Nobody
let me
closed.
clear it up for you.
Okay,
Let me
go
clear it up for you. The bank said it was too last minute. We could not get the information transmitted to our employees fast enough to shut down or to our customers. So we couldn't give our customers enough notice with a bill being
But they'll
signed
be
on
closed
Thursday.
next
But next year,
yeah.
yes, they'll
Okay, it
definitely
still don't
be closed
matter.
next year.
If they say only blacks are off, then you got me. But they're not going to say that.
Don't pay any attention
Only the
to
blacks
my
off. Which would
to
be
my
so
blacks off
racist.
diva here.
That would be so racist. Only
Yeah,
the blacks.
that would be racist.
We'll only
And
pay the blacks.
she just trying not to pay the $100, but I'm gonna need y'all to just
I don't
comment.
mind paying. I just
Comment.
want to know. Please comment.
Comment and bring your
Comment.
money. Comment and bring your money.
Comment.
Show up
Comment.
with your money.
All right, I'll
Show up. No dollar bills. No stripping. Remember I said that too in episode 5.
I'm gonna have to have a little bit more, little less dignity to strip for $100. It'll be very simple to say that. But yeah.
So what would happen? What would happen if
I'm gonna have to.
what would happen if they agree with me but think you meant nothing?
I said I'll pay you the money.
Okay.
If they agree with you, I'll pay you the money.
All right.
But we got to do some education now.
Okay.
Instead of entertainment, education.
So what happens if they agree with you?
If they agree with me, then the bet continues until the 31st.
December 31st.
31st. And
Okay.
then you'll pay me when nothing happens. There'll still be nothing happening. What happened? Hold on, my producer's trying to tell me something. Yes, sir. Go.
What if they agree that, it's not like anything
Substantial.
Uh-huh.
but you said
Nothing.
I did say nothing. I'm not saying I didn't say
No.
nothing.
No. Well, that's the point. They're saying, pay her because you said nothing, but they agree it's not substantial.
That's because y'all her friends. Okay? Hold her to the fire. I know she good at what she do. She a lawyer. And maybe she might have helped you in your case. Don't you do that. Just because she's more popular don't mean you mistreat me.
Are you saying that the Diva Court viewers are biased
I'm not
towards
saying
this
that.
diva?
So you always putting words in her mouth. You see how she do?
That's not it,
You see
my
how she do
Diva
words?
fans.
I'm wearing my
Marsha.
Thank you. Marsha. Okay?
All right, kudos
Okay.
to President
This is gonna be fun.
Biden. Thank you, President Biden. We'll drink to that.
I'm about to have all my friends get on this comment. I don't care what they believe. I'm not thanking President Biden. I'm taking my click back.
Hey, you can't take
I'm
your
not
click
taking.
back.
I'm
You
not
cannot take
thanking
your drink
President
back.
Biden for this nonsense. It's the only thing.
How
you
you
can
get a
do.
drink back? You can't
I
have a
don't
drink
know. I clicked
All
it
right.
twice.
back. Barack Obama speaks on race in America. Our president said, hey, listen to me. If you thought I thought when I won presidency that racism magically disappeared and inequalities just vanished, I don't think that.
I mean, when I saw the interview, all I heard was hope and change, change and hope, change and change. It's a great interview. I mean, he speaks very well. I mean, I'm proud to
love my
say
eloquent
that he
president.
was our president. He was, to me, Barack Obama embodied what our black men are. You know, intelligent, thoughtful, you know, very well dressed, very handsome, has a strong black wife who handles business. They're like the example. No scandals. Kids aren't out of control. You know, just the quintessential.
The Cosby family. Y'all remember them? The doctor and
I
the
like,
lawyer.
well, that's a whole nother story, but I still like Bill Cosby. Well, we'll talk about that in another
Hey,
episode.
look here. I said the Cosby Show. Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So let me
I
ask
would
you a
not,
question.
but let me
Would
just
you
say
leave
this.
your drink out?
No, I will not. And I will also not be at somebody's hotel room at 2 a.m. thinking we just hanging out and he telling jokes either.
You trying to get apart? You're not trying to get apart?
No, and I'm not going to be at your hotel room when I know you got a wife. But that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
I don't compare.
Back to my president.
But let me just clear something up real quick. Bill Cosby and Barack Obama, they're not on the same level. So let me just say that before
Bill
we get-
Cosby in the Cosby Show was a doctor
Yes, he was.
and his wife was a lawyer.
Yeah.
So when you talk about
Yes.
the role and their children
Yes.
were growing in a loving, caring
Yes.
family, I think the Cosby Show
Yes.
was our first depiction of how
The
educated
Obamas
black
are.
families,
Yeah.
just like the Obamas.
Obamas are the real life.
yeah,
and the
they're real
Cosby
life
Show
of the Cosby Show.
Was the fiction. But you know, hope and change and hope. But at the end of the day,
Do you realize how dangerous it would be for a people or a generation to lose hope? I mean, with him making sure that we focus on hope and know that change is going to come and that we never give up and we have to persevere no matter how many setbacks we suffer.
I just think this
or
generation,
how many obstacles. Do you realize how dangerous it would be for a race of people or a generation of people to not have hope?
I think we'll be more effective.
I think you'd have pandemonium.
It
would be the wild, wild west.
I think it'll be more effective because once you start getting wild, people start.
So what you say? You want a civil war?
You said it. I might agree. Are we drinking to that?
No.
No,
We're not drinking to that. No.
But no. What I'm saying is that I think the generation today is more so like, video me, Instagram this, look at me doing this, look at me, hope and change. Yeah, I was out there. They did all that to get Juneteenth, which is nothing. When the civil rights movement was out,
but it wasn't them doing Juneteenth. It was an elderly black female that for 2.5 years was fighting to get.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about for Juneteenth. It wasn't. You can't give credit for Juneteenth to.
What I'm saying, the momentum. I'm talking about.
No, the momentum didn't come from them.
The momentum came from Black Lives. Listen, the only thing that Black Lives Matter has gotten out of their movement, if you can connect the two things, was Juneteenth. In my opinion,
I don't think it came from Black Lives.
It probably didn't. But what I'm saying,
I think a lot of people didn't even know what Juneteenth was.
The momentum, the bringing, just bringing.
Even black people didn't know what Juneteenth was.
That's true. They don't teach it in the. Texas was doing it because it was Texas who was trying to hold
It's not part of your critical race theory.
But it wasn't, and it's not the state of Michigan. They didn't have, where I'm from, Michigan. They didn't have slaves. So when we talked about the Emancipation Proclamation, that was it, but we don't talk about Texas history.
It's abstract.
Exactly. It didn't affect what happened in Michigan, and it didn't affect the nation, so that's why, we didn't discuss it. But Texas already was celebrating it because it was their history, so that makes sense. But what I'm saying is the momentum, the Black Lives Matter momentum that is bringing all of these race issues to the forefront, one of the end results, I don't think that we would have got Juneteenth if we didn't have the push of the Black Lives Matter movement.
I don't think the Black Lives Matter movement would have gotten its push had it not been for George Floyd. I mean, that video was critical. Because remember, Black Lives Matter started before the George Floyd incident.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the New York guy selling cigarettes?
No, Missouri. It was with Missouri.
I thought it was the New York guy.
No, with the hands up, don't shoot.
Oh, is that when it started?
That's when it started.
The thing about it is, I think that George Floyd, I think it was Trayvon Martin.
No, it was after Trayvon Martin. It was, what's his name? The guy, his name starts with an M. It was the guy who... Michael Brown.
Okay.
Yes, Michael Brown is the BLM. But what I'm saying is that momentum. It's that everybody started looking crazy with Trayvon Martin. When Michael Brown happened, that's when the BLM got together.
Yeah, but I don't think until George Floyd's
that's when it took
video
off.
Is when people are like,
but
oh
I
my
don't
God.
believe that we would have got Juneteenth if we didn't have George Floyd.
Correct. I agree
So
with that.
what I'm saying is that the BLM movement pushed.
But BLM had already come out and it wasn't effective. In fact, they were kind of putting water on that fire. They were putting it out because even black people had backed off of BLM for a while because it was like it's not really doing anything. And it was getting a negative, every time you would say Black Lives Matter, they would say White Lives Matter, Police Lives Matter.
All lives matter.
And they were All Lives Matter and people would discount it.
Well, I'm talking about like just the protesting in the streets. When that protesting was happening, we got Juneteenth. When the civil rights protesting was happening, real protesting, and when I say real protesting, going outside with some signs and stuff and standing in front of police, to me, that's not really effective. Like, the civil rights movement, they was boycotting. Like, we're not spending our dollars with you. Yeah. That's what real protesting looks like. When you sacrifice, we'll walk instead of getting on this bus. We're not going to, we're going to come and sit down at your countertops. Move me if you want to. These are real protesting. Now, it's just...
Well, isn't sitting at the countertop similar to I'm coming out to protest against law enforcement?
I don't think so. Because, you're not breaking no crime. You're getting permits. No, they get protest permits. Unless they're out there throwing rocks and sticks and stuff like that and attacking the police, they're not getting arrested. I went out there when they was doing Black Lives Matter. When Joe Biden won, I was out there and everybody was in the streets and nobody was getting arrested, long as you're peaceful. But when the boycotts with the students who were going to sit at the countertops, you're like, we in here. What you gonna do?
Yeah, but they were clubbing them and setting dogs on them.
I
and all
know,
that good
that's
stuff
real.
still.
That's real.
Turning
right
water
there.
hose on women and children. So do you think the Black Lives Matter movement is done?
I think I don't think it's fruitful. I think it'll get superficial stuff, but
So how would you measure its success? What would you have to
Reparations.
see? That don't have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. They don't have no. We said Black Lives Matter, not they got checks.
I know, but that's all
That-
inclusive.
I mean,
that's all inclusive.
Reparations have to come from the actual government.
I know,
You
but what
understand?
I'm
So
saying
until
is
you
that-
get legislators in your jurisdiction that you elect into office
Right.
that are going to actually do the things that you need them to do to
Right.
push a bill
Right.
to get that approved,
But
you
what
can't
I'm
blame.
saying
You can't
is
lay
that-
that at Black Lives
But what I'm
Matter's
saying
feet.
is that Jim Crow laws were defeated because of the protests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And and it being on the news and on the TV and people seeing
Well, it's got to be in your face.
It
You know
has
what
to
I
be
mean?
in your face.
It's got to be in your face.
What I'm
But
saying, it has to be. There has to be. What are we protesting? What are we trying to get? Because the only way that we'll probably get some type of police reform is people continue to die and police officers doing like what George Floyd was doing.
Right.
They're constantly doing it. It's just like when you see people get beat, and so they have to stop Jim Crow.
So let me ask you a question. So since reparations was not a part of the civil rights movement, was that a failure?
No, because
What about the civil rights movement would you consider successful? I mean, we're still here fighting the same stuff.
segregation, it was defeated.
Segregation was successful? So you
Defeated.
consider segregation one of the victories of the civil rights movement?
Right, or
Okay.
desegregation.
So because it didn't include money, it didn't include reparations.
I felt like it was so many fights that the first one was respect us as
So you
people.
don't think we have a whole lot other? I think the fight regarding not shooting my black son in the back or my son of color in the back is more important to me right now than getting a check from the government.
No, I mean I understand that, but the
So
police
what
are
if
gonna,
what if the Black Lives Matter movement is saying, hey, just like how the civil rights movement had to choose what they felt was more important at the time, which was we just want to be included. You understand? We have so many different things to fight that we're just gonna fight this one because we find small victories, just as Juneteenth was
Right.
a small victory.
It wasn't a big deal. I see how you did that. I know, but I'm going with where you're going. Like if we get police reform,
That's my point. My
Then
point
I
is if
would-
I get police
then I would be
reform and I don't
successful.
get that, then what? You know?
if we get police reform, then we will be successful.
All right.
I will give you that one. Yeah.
Okay. So if we get our mayor back in the city of Atlanta, are we gonna be successful?
We stop.
Kasim Reed is running again for mayor.
I think that's a good thing.
You think that's a good thing?
Yeah.
Did you like him as a mayor?
I didn't live in Atlanta. It didn't matter.
Oh, okay. So he can be mayor anywhere, according
He
to
can
my
be mayor
Diva,
wherever
so
he
long
wants.
as he's not a mayor of her
He was
city.
successful. No. He could be mayor of Stonecrest. As long as he was successful, so I don't understand why we shouldn't put him back in there.
Okay. So have you noticed now that his investigations are going to resume?
Oh, yeah.
Because he might win?
That's true.
Is that politics or politricks?
Politricking. They're always politricking. Yeah. I mean,
Right, he apologized for the corruption. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I should have caught it sooner. I didn't realize all these corrupt people work for me.
Yeah.
Do you believe him on that?
I do believe him.
You didn't think he knew and he practiced willful blindness?
I think that everybody's responsible for their own actions.
Even
And-
when you're in leadership?
Even
You're not
when
responsible
it's
as a
on-
leader
he's
to make sure that there's no corruption by your staff?
Here's the thing, if I hire people that I think are good-willed and, moral characters, I'm assuming that they're going to do right unless it comes to in front of me. But if they're good at being criminals and I'm trusting that they're doing their job right, then I'm not going to assume that they are criminals. But now that he knows that you can't trust nobody, he'll probably have a structure to where, all right, I see we're not going to do this. We need this. I need this to be signed off.
So do you think he's going to be better now because he's going to put more accountability in place?
I agree. I do think
Wow.
that. I think he'll be better.
Okay.
I think it'll be better.
Now, what about him using his birthday to collect money?
I think that's a very good way to get money.
Maybe I need to have some birthday parties. Diva Court.
I think that's a very good way.
$4,200 donation.
That's
Y'all got to charge card because I use
Charge it to the game. I think that why are we looking at him doing it when there's other people doing the exact same thing? They just ain't calling it birthdays. They call it speaking engagement. Here's a plate to come to my speaking engagement, and now we're using this money.
Well,
the
good news is he doesn't have to use it towards
he can use it for whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can because he's collecting it under the birthday present.
Right.
Not under the I'm gonna run.
Right. I mean, that's what the laws are made.
The good news is that'll get him a good kickstart too.
Yeah.
He'll have an idea of I decided I'm gonna.
People
use it for
are
my
already
campaign.
donating to his campaign.
They are. I think he was a decent mayor. I don't know about great, but I think
Well, he had crime low, and he also had economic growth. So
Yeah.
what else you need? Low crime, economic growth. We winning?
I don't know if that's a win.
What do you want?
Because I don't want the cover up for young people of color to be harassed in the city in the guise of making crime lower. Because, when people hear crime control, they hear arrest more black people.
They hear stop and frisk.
Yeah, they hear, hey, violate their rights, do whatever you need to do, harass them, racially profile them as long as I feel safe. And that concerns me. Like, is he coming back with the understanding that these police officers have to be policed? And that as mayor, he owns that. He owns law enforcement. He is the boss of law enforcement in the city of Atlanta. And are you coming back with I'm just going to lock everybody up when I get there? Is that going to be the mandate? I know how to solve crime. How do you solve it? Lock up all the blacks. Really? I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm just asking questions. I'm just hoping that that's not going to be his solution to the problem, is to come back in and just increase. Because, people think racism doesn't occur because it's coming from a black person. But racism can come from black people, especially in leadership. I've seen racist black judges on the bench. I've seen racist black police officers, and they're racist against their own people. Because the systemic racism is what they're implementing. That's what I've always said. The system that enslaves you cannot free you.
Well, maybe because of the zeitgeist of the times.
Did she say the zodiac sign?
The zeitgeist.
Because of the zodiac sign? Is that what you said?
The zeitgeist of the times. Maybe he'll have a balance of making sure that police officers are doing their job.
Accountability is what I want.
And
not just looking for corruption, but looking for accountability as it pertains to policing.
Yes. Maybe he'll have both.
Because if we're the minority population, why are we the majority arrested?
Well, that started before Atlanta. That's all over.
That's my point. So, I don't know. Kasim, if you come back, please.
You know why we're the majority arrested? Because we ain't got nothing else to do.
Why they won't give us a
Just
job?
out here selling drugs.
They won't give us a job. Wait a minute.
Ain't no job, so we gonna sell this weed.
Oh my goodness.
I'm talking about weed.
Nope.
Can I make it clear?
Please clear that up.
Listen, just because the government is out here slanging weed now, it shouldn't have been illegal in the first place. They slanging the weed.
Are you saying that the industry of marijuana should have been permitted by the trunk of people's cars in the neighborhood?
I mean, so what's the difference between them selling it at the pharmacy?
Because they're making sure that it's grown properly, that it's not laced with any chemicals, and they didn't dip it in a bombing fluid to get you a better high, which is going to brain damage you and make you mental.
So you know that the drugs that they are already selling has like 30,000 side effects, and the one for depression say you might commit suicide.
That's not the issue. We're not talking about side effects. We're talking about safe.
But what I'm saying is if you have side effects with the drugs that they're issuing that are FDA approved, and it's saying that this may cause you to commit suicide, what's the difference?
But here's the difference.
It's the taxation is the difference.
That is a big difference.
That's
That's government difference.
control.
But I still want to know that my marijuana is safe.
We are in a capitalistic society.
Yes.
If I can make a T-shirt with a stamp on it, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to buy the T-shirt.
I'm with that.
So if I want to sell weed, then it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to buy it.
I'm not with that.
Marsha, I don't understand what's the difference.
I'm not with that. I'm gonna need the marijuana to be safe, please. Can we at least
I'm
inspect
just saying,
it?
like, if they make it, like, people...
Can we at least inspect it so that we can make sure?
Are they inspect when
Sir,
people make cookies? You know,
of course they are.
maybe when people are making
You didn't know
cookies-
that your Publix bakery gets inspected?
No.
That
what
they
I'm-
can fail
no.
inspection?
What I'm
It's called
saying
Department of
is
Public
that
Health.
people at home, when they're making their little cookies, you know what I'm saying, and they selling it at the bake sale, they go
What
into
bake
the,
sale?
at the
At the
schools,
church?
in the churches, at the schools, and they have vendors, and they're making their little. They're not.
They're
the
not
FDA is
selling
approving
it
them.
public consumption. They're selling it to the members who come to the church.
It's still a public.
No, that's you, a member. You join
I'm
that.
just saying, like, okay, I go to a kid's basketball game, right?
Right.
And they doing hot dogs, and they doing.
But the hot dog wasn't made at the game.
But I don't know how you.
It was made in the
prepare it.
factory.
I don't know how you prepare.
How else
it.
you prepare a hot dog? You boil
Or
it.
the cookies, or the this. I'm just saying.
You throw the. You
just
never
saying.
had the Pillsbury donut in your oven.
McDonald's ain't cutting French fries in the back. They get it from a manufacturer.
But that's
and they
being
still have to
and it's
be-
being inspected.
I'm just saying. Maybe
Trust
I'm
me.
not saying anything, but all I'm saying
The
is
peanut farm, when we found out that the peanut was tainted, we slapped somebody and arrested some people. We
Right.
said, wait, that's reckless.
I'm just saying if if you're doing it, low budget, make a couple dollars.
So stay out of her low budget marijuana bakery, please. Do not buy marijuana brownies from
I'm
this
just
chick
saying government
because
approved.
she don't believe.
FDA approved does not mean safe.
No. I'm not saying that FDA approved is 100% foolproof. That's not what I'm
They
saying.
allow rat turds to be in certain things that you can take part in. Oh, a little percentage of rat turds is okay. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Where did you get rat turds percentage in your food that the FDA said was approved?
It's true. It's standard knowledge.
Is who?
I don't have the source.
I'm gonna need
I'm
the
not
source,
the
okay?
But the FDA, there's a little bit of some of everything that is okay.
I'm gonna leave some of nothing up
You-
in my
please.
food, okay?
Miguel, I know
no
you
rat
heard of this
turds.
before.
All right, so 35, 40,
Approved by
45, 50.
FDA. We're gonna
What
look
is
it up.
that?
We'll come back to it.
State incentives for COVID-19 vaccinations. So they're paying you now to get your vaccine.
This is crazy.
30, 35. It's an auction. 30,
It's
35, 40,
crazy.
45, 50. Some states are giving $1 million prizes. Some states are giving scholarships for people under 18. Some states are giving, what are they giving? Bonds? Bonds. Some states are giving bonds.
Bonds.
Some states are
Millions and millions
some states are giving
and
out
millions
thousands.
of dollars.
So what would you take?
I'm not taking no damn vaccine.
You're not going to take the vaccine?
Not until I see what happens.
What are you looking for to happen?
I see if people dying.
How long are you going to wait? They're dying from COVID right now.
I'm talking about dying from the vaccination.
No, my point is nobody's died from it. How long are you going to
about
wait?
5 years when they come back. And
5
say-
years?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time. Who told you that the side effects would be gone by then?
They might have a recall. If you took the first COVID vaccination back in 2020.
Oh, you think the recall will come back in 5 years? And
About
they said,
5
we got the
years.
new version now.
Yeah.
We fixed that problem.
Right.
No more third head.
There you go. No more paralysis of the face.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
I can't have
But
my face
let
all
me tell you what
scrunched
my
up.
incentive would be. If you wanted me to rush in to get my vaccine, it would be either the right to sue Pfizer and Moderna and all the other vaccine makers, or lifetime health care.
See, that's why I don't trust the FDA. Let's go back to the rooms, right? It says for every 1/4 cup of cornmeal, the FDA allows an average of 1 or more whole insects, 2 or more rodent hairs,
Did you realize
and
that?
50 or more insect fragments.
Did you realize
It's
that
nasty.
insects are protein, and that if you were in the wilderness,
Rodents.
you could eat them?
You know what? Quiet as it's
Have you
kept.
seen Naked and Afraid?
Yes, I've been watching Naked and
Okay.
Afraid. Oh
Okay.
my gosh,
Okay.
it's so crazy.
They eat rats.
They do.
They eat snakes. They
do.
eat anything out there to survive because they need protein.
So I guess my question is why the FDA should just allow it to happen?
Well, a little roach in your marijuana, if you want it, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they call them
You
roaches.
said you want some rodent in your weed. Go ahead. Give you some weed. This diva will have
I
rodent
don't-
weed.
I just want to say.
She just want the FDA percentage though. Only 1/4 cup.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I did watch Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I've seen
They
some of it.
barely
You sound like
listen.
you just started.
I did just start.
Oh my goodness,
They
you're late.
barely making it out.
You're late. They're doing foreign countries now. You late.
No, I watched it while they was
They
in
doing
Africa.
Naked and Afraid the other
I'm
side,
watching-
where people are in the other country. And
I'm
doing-
watching, you talking about Nadia Day Fiancé with the other side. I'm watching Naked and Afraid XL, like the one I just watched was Africa.
Yeah, those are the professionals. The
Yeah.
XL is the people
They
who
not
went out
professional
before.
enough because
No, they've been there
they be
before.
crying.
No, of course you're crying.
You're crying for.
Look here, they're gonna raise the
Toughen up.
level. If you want to be an XL, extra large. We're going to take you to where it's really bad. I'm going to take you to a country where it rains all day.
Yeah.
Every day. You can't start a fire. You can't find an insect.
I need to know where we going before I sign up for this.
You're flooding. That's what they're going to do. They put you flooding.
I'm not going to the
Snakes
Amazon.
out there in a mess. But I say, the incentives is what we're going back to. Let's go back to the COVID incentives. She digressed to talk about quarter cup of insects in her cornmeal.
I'm just saying that when I be saying stuff sometimes, although it be coming off the top, I do know what I be talking about every once in a while.
She don't know what she's talking about. All right. So what incentive? Again, I told you what my incentive is. My right to sue, that I can sue them if I get sick because somebody got to pay me for my illness, or see, I have I'm not greedy.
Or
lifetime health insurance, where you pay 100% of my coverage.
So
Especially if you can connect my illness to the vaccine. No, I take that off. Because I see your lawyers coming. They're going to say it can't be connected to the vaccine.
It was connected to the actual death of COVID.
I changed that. Whether it's connected or not, I still want my lifetime. If I take the vaccine, lifetime coverage no matter what. That way, if I get sick, somebody's
going to
take
Medicaid throughout your life.
Permanent Medicaid.
Just give me Medicaid.
Permanent Medicaid. Then I will say, hey.
There's no incentive for me to take the vaccination.
Nothing. I say tonight,
I'm
going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $1 million tonight.
That's what I was about to say. If you put you got the
money, the stack.
Contract.
You would do that.
Contract. I didn't see enough people. I signed the contract and you put the money in my hand. In that moment, I'm not getting no raffle.
So today, not a raffle, not you may win.
You got to put the money in my hand.
You got to get that money. So your solution sound like mine. Guaranteed
money.
Money.
I'm not even suing you. I'm just give me what I asked.
Well, you won't need to sue if you have that kind of money because now somebody can take care of your family because you got enough money.
I need guaranteed.
It's always about taking care of the family. Let's talk about tighten your seatbelts because this flight is going to have turbulence.
It's going down.
Delta flight attendant jumps on a flight with a helmet on.
A whole helmet.
Now, was that not a red flag for the other flight attendants that saw him board the flight? Because according to some of the passengers, when they saw him come on with the helmet, they said, When they saw him checking all the bins as if he was looking for something he didn't put up, they said, And then they lift it off, and he takes the microphone and says, fasten your seatbelts, passengers, because there's going to be a lot of turbulence on this flight.
How long was he in the air before he started to say that?
It don't matter if he was at 20,000 feet, 5,000 feet. Sir, you didn't see your coworker acting cray-cray before we took off, and you didn't go over to him and say, excuse me, sir, you're going to have to take that helmet off before we lift, so that you could see his crazy reaction and say, no, I'm needed because this flight's going down. And when he says that, you say, marshals, could we go ahead and get him off, please? Another thing I noticed that was peculiar about the clip that was shown is that the pilot was asking for all strong men on the plane.
So no marshal.
He said, not no weak men. Where was the marshal?
No marshal.
Because they weren't asking for a marshal. He said, can all the strong men please come? Maybe that's the code. Maybe that's the code for the marshal to get up. But I mean, the marshal didn't see the scuffle because I thought the marshal was supposed to be sitting in the back of the flight.
I don't think every flight has a marshal. You're just supposed to assume that they do.
So coming from California to Atlanta, I guess I won't be taking that flight because I don't need a marshal.
He's not. They're not on every flight.
But the helmet, that wasn't a red flag. The helmet that looked like a baseball helmet.
Special needs.
Special needs. He's a flight attendant that was off duty.
They may not have known like that particular.
I know that crew didn't know him.
The crew didn't know.
But they knew he was a flight attendant because when you're flying free like that, as a flight attendant that's not on duty, I know you're a coworker. Just like all the other pilots that sometimes I see on flights that's not running that flight.
Maybe what happened, because when you're outside of the flight and they call you up to go, they bring in all the passengers and you're the last one to get up.
Yeah, he was in first class, it looked like.
Right, but the people who are taking your tickets at the gatekeepers are not the same people that are the flight attendants.
No, they're not. They're usually not.
When he's walking in, the people at the gate knows he works there.
But you know what? I take that back. When you are first boarding the flight attendant is asking you, what's your seat? What's your row?
Right, but they don't necessarily know, you know what I'm saying, that you're the flight attendant, only the gatekeeper. So once you go past the gate,
Yeah, so
you just tell them,
they don't know
probably
it.
don't even know.
Maybe not. But
They don't tell you until
I've always
afterwards.
seen flight attendants like, talk nice to their other flight attendants. That's, I'm just taking this flight to California because I'm working that next flight. I'm working the flight when I get
Yeah,
there.
they probably let them know.
But whew, fasten your seatbelt. It's gonna be some turbulence. Well, the good news is the passengers jumped in and said,
He had his foot on his.
"Hey, that's when racism is a permitted.
It's okay.
Step on the neck.
Don't matter who you
Step,
are.
Hey, don't
no
let
matter
that
your gender, your race,
Hey, I
your
don't care your
sexuality.
sexuality, your preference. I don't care what it is. If you are on my flight and you are acting cray-cray, I want everybody.
Now, would you, if you saw that, would you have jumped in?
Of course I would jump in.
That's what I'm talking
He
about.
don't have to say strong man. He would have had a strong woman.
We on the head. Not tonight.
Look, when we
Okay,
landed, they would have been
all
like,
right.
I'd have been like, Chauvin, ma'am, could you please get up so we can check his pulse? Even when they checking his pulse, I would have had a
jumped on
knee.
his
Hey,
back.
I would have been Chauvin that day. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hey.
Are y'all sure?
Maybe Chauvin needs to be a marshal.
Hey.
There you go.
He
There
can
goes
marshal.
job.
He can marshal in that prison. That's where I want him to marshal.
He could be a marshal on a
right
flight.
in that prison. He needs more than 40 years. I hope they do the right thing, Spike Lee said.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's
up.
got to come. They
It's
keep
coming
moving that
up.
court date like they think we're not watching. But guess what? I don't care if you schedule it in June, July, or August.
What do you think if because he could have anything from probation?
He's asking for probation.
Yes,
His
anything.
attorney asked for probation, and I'm mad at the state because they asked for 30. I wanted them to ask for 40. I wanted them to ask for 40. I really did.
Maybe they said 30 because I guess you should ask for 40 and then hope to get 30.
And that's my point. You ask for 30, you get less than that. You're going to get 25. So I don't know. Hopefully. But the flight attendant, kudos. We're going to drink. We're going to drink to this flight coming smoothly to the ground.
They're not playing.
Thank you, passengers and strongmen.
They ain't playing. They're not going to have another Philadelphia situation.
Now we got to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Hey Curl Shop. Hey Curl Shop.
Yes.
Hey Curl Shop. We've still got our 10 Diva code Diva10, which is our 10% discount off of any items you order from Diva Court. They want to know that you're watching and they want to know that you're buying. Hey, guess what? Today is Prime Day. Today's the perfect day. In keeping with Prime Day, Diva Court discounts is Diva10 for HeyCurl.shop. And that is going to conclude episode 9. What's your number 9 look like? This? For my co-diva, this is 9.
She be trying me like a freak at
But
a cup
before
party.
we go, don't forget to look for our episodes every Wednesday.
Yes.
We're pushing them out. Except for 6. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. They just won't push out 6.
They trying us.
Watch us on Spotify. Well, you can't watch us on Spotify, but you can listen to us on Spotify. There's no Bill Cosby in this drink. Watch us, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts. And don't forget to catch our videos on YouTube.
Yes.
And subscribe, because we'll drink to that.
Yes. Let's go.
Boom. We got to drink to that.